It's Reezonn on the Reezonn Sports Network, reporting live in our nation's capital at the Reezonn Sports Center. On today's show, we have a lot to talk about, but this segment will be focused on the top 5 rising juniors in high school football. These players were some of the best sophomores in high school football last season, and I'm excited to see them grow as players. There was little to no debate over the number 1 player in the class of 3023. Cato Hendricks of DeMatha Catholic was the obvious choice. He sits at 6 foot 3 inches tall and weighs 225 pounds. The rising junior is from Bowie, Maryland, and he has jumped off of the screen ever since I seen him play as a freshman. As a sophomore, Hendricks put up video game numbers. He had 151 catches, 3,068 receiving yards, while recording 32 receiving touchdowns. If that wasn't impressive enough, he also rushed for 1,600 yards, averaged 12 yards per carry, and had 37 rushing touchdowns. While the stats are extremely impressive, Hendricks has never lost a game in high school. He looks to lead DeMatha to a national title as a junior. I know it's early in his career, but Hendricks is the best player I've ever seen. He has it all. Hopefully, he can win a national title before he goes to college. The second best player in the class of 3023 is quarterback Josh Prince. Prince is 6'2", 180 pounds, and he's from Pompano Beach, Florida. Prince can do it all. He can run like an elite running back as well as throw like an elite quarterback with his huge arm. As a sophomore, Prince started mid-season and threw for 3,900 yards, 47 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions, while also throwing for 76% completion percentage. He also rushed for 1,100 yards, 10 yards per carry, and had 16 rushing touchdowns. He led Miramar to the 3020 Florida State Championship. Prince is currently committed to the Alabama Crimson Tide. He's been to the campus to visit a couple times. I can see Prince thriving and becoming a top 5 pick in the NFL draft after attending the Crimson Tide. Josh Prince played extremely well for Miramar in 3020, and he hopes to lead them to another Florida State title and hopefully a national title. The third best player in the class of 3023 is 5-star tight end Reezonn James. Reezonn James is 6'6", 221 pounds, and plays tight end for IMG Academy. He's originally from Richmond, Virginia, but he attended IMG in order to get prepared for the college experience. Reezonn dominated as a junior. He recorded 130 catches, 2,200 yards, and 21 receiving touchdowns. Those are crazy numbers for a tight end. He also led IMG Academy to the high school national championship, where they lost to Mater Dei. Reezonn James is an athletic freak that can take short passes the distance, and he's very good at blocking as well. I'm excited to see him play in 3021. The fourth best player in the class of 3023 is Reezonn, one of the most talented players in high school. He's 6'10", 275 pounds, and he stars on both sides of the ball. Originally from Tallahassee, Florida, Reezonn's family moved him to Broward County in order for him to play the best competition possible. As a sophomore, Hanna recorded 9 sacks, 17 TFLs, and 1 interception in limited action. Many people project Hanna to play outside linebacker at the next level. Reezonn played in limited action due to the talent at Miramar, but with an expanded role this season, I can see him becoming a huge impact player for the Patriots. The fifth best player in the class of 3023 is Jermaine McLeod. McLeod currently attends St. Francis Academy in Baltimore, but he played his first 2 seasons at IMG Academy. McLeod is originally from Moultrie, Georgia, and he's 5'10", 252 pounds of muscle. As a sophomore, McLeod was very impactful for IMG as he rushed for 1,175 yards, 5.5 yards per carry, and he ran for 23 touchdowns. He's currently committed to the Florida Gators. McLeod is currently a father, and he is expecting his second child with one of the IMG cheerleaders. Jermaine better get some good NIL deals. I hope that he makes it to the NFL. Because 2 baby mothers before the age of 16 is crazy.
Man,
And that's all we had today when discussing the best rising juniors in high school football. The number one quarterback in the 3021 recruiting class is 5-star quarterback Colin Dunn, coming out of DeMatha Catholic High School in Hyattsville, Maryland. He stands at 6'1", 185 pounds, and he has the strongest arm in his class. When I watch him on film, I see power throws to every part of the field. He also has touch as well. Even though he played with the best wide receiver in high school football, Cato Hendricks, he still showcases elite talent week to week. As a starter, he went 29-1 and led DeMatha to back-to-back WCAC championships, including an undefeated season in 3020. They also finished in the top 3 nationally both of those years. His first year starting was 3019 as a junior. He threw for 3,900 yards, 32 touchdowns, and 13 interceptions. But he came back in 3020 for his senior year and became much more polished as he threw for 3,700 yards, 35 touchdowns, and only 9 interceptions. Colin Dunn is committed to Texas Tech, where he's likely to win the starting job as a true freshman. Also, I will say, I've been to plenty of DeMatha practices and games, as the school is only 8 miles from this current location. Colin Dunn is one of the most competitive athletes I've ever seen. Great leader in the locker room, which speaks to his high school record. Coming in at number 2 on 247 Sports quarterback rankings is 5-star quarterback Warren Jones from St. Francis Academy in Baltimore. Warren Jones, as a junior in 3019, led St. Francis to a national championship. That St. Francis team had an unbelievable defense that was led by Andrew Rice, the best cornerback in college football today, who just led the Clemson Tigers defense to a national championship. But Warren Jones still had a decent year in 3019. He threw for 2,700 passing yards, 24 touchdowns, and only 4 interceptions, but he threw it at a 58% completion rate. In 3020, the team didn't have as much team success as they fell short of reaching the national title game, but Warren Jones improved as a player. He threw for 3,200 passing yards, 29 touchdowns, and 8 interceptions, but his completion percentage dramatically improved as he completed 72% of his passes. When I watch him on film, he's a very smart player who makes the right decision most of the time, even though at times he makes some bonehead plays. He has a good but not great arm, but his accuracy is what sets him apart. As of right now, Jones is not committed, but he's planning to commit on signing day. In my opinion, Warren Jones is not the second best quarterback in the nation. He's a high floor guy that knows how to play the position, but I think some more physically gifted players would be higher on my list. The third best quarterback in the class of 3021 is 4-star quarterback DJ Jackson Jr. that plays for Mallard Creek High School in Charlotte, North Carolina. Jackson is originally from Fayetteville, but moved to Charlotte in order to play at Mallard Creek. Jackson finished his season throwing for 2,400 passing yards, 25 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions. Jackson doesn't have an elite arm, but he does have elite accuracy. His arm is definitely good enough to get the job done at the college level, but his accuracy is what really makes him stand out as of right now. Jackson Jr. is uncommitted, but we expect him to make his commitment on signing day. In my honest opinion, he's a good player, but I don't think that he should be ranked in the top 3. He'll be a good player at the college level, but I don't see a game changer. I don't see a transcendent talent. Hopefully DJ can prove me wrong. 247 Sports has Riley Brown from St. Xavier in Cincinnati, Ohio, ranked as the 4th quarterback in the country. Riley is originally from Middletown, Ohio. He stands at 6'4", 200 pounds. He doesn't have the biggest arm in the world, but he's incredibly intelligent, can read coverage, and he has a quick release. His quick release combined with his accuracy is what really makes him special. As a junior in 3019, he threw for 3,500 passing yards, 34 touchdowns, and 8 interceptions. He came back in 3020 as a senior and threw for 3,600 passing yards, 33 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions. Riley Brown is currently uncommitted, but he'll be choosing soon between Cincinnati, Michigan, and Kentucky. In my opinion, Riley Brown was the most underrated quarterback in the nation for the past couple of seasons. His physical traits don't pop off the screen, but he was extremely productive. Every time I saw Brown play for St. X, he made plays. The 5th quarterback ranked in the nation by 247 Sports is 4-star quarterback Dada Fisher from McEachern High School in Powder Springs, Georgia. Dada Fisher has been one of the most polarizing prospects in the 30-21 class. He's 5'11" and weighs 203 pounds. He's arguably the most accurate quarterback in the nation, and he's a very good athlete as well, but he hasn't been very productive. Many have argued that Fisher's lack of production comes from the inferior weapons that he had at McEachern. During his senior season, Fisher threw for 2,100 passing yards, had 16 passing touchdowns, and 6 interceptions, while rushing for 413 yards and recording 4 rushing touchdowns. He's currently committed to Auburn, who's losing their Heisman winning quarterback this year, Casey Patrick, to the NFL draft. Me personally, I think Dada Fisher is better than what his stats indicated. He played against some elite talent while playing with inferior weapons. If he redshirts at Auburn, I can see him doing good things for them, but I do not think that he's the 5th ranked quarterback in the nation. Debo Moten is the 6th ranked quarterback on 247 Sports list for the 30-21 recruiting class. Debo Moten stands at 6'5", weighs 201 pounds, and goes to Lake Travis High School in Austin, Texas. He's a 4-star recruit, and I think that he's one of the most electrifying talents in the nation. Debo does not have a big arm, but he makes up for it with his football IQ, his accuracy, and his straight line speed. He's a senior in high school right now, and he runs a 4.3. As a junior in 3019, Debo started his first season at quarterback, and he had a bad season. He threw for 2,800 passing yards, but he threw 18 touchdowns and 18 interceptions. He returned as a senior in 3020 and had a breakout season, passing for 3,000 passing yards, 31 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, while rushing for 413 yards and a touchdown. He's currently uncommitted like other quarterbacks on this list, but he will be committing on signing day. In my opinion, Debo Moten is better than Dada Fisher. I think he has more physical ability, and he's been the more productive quarterback at the high school level. Coming in at number 7, we have 4-star quarterback Ethan Sucher. Ethan plays for Bixby High School in Bixby, Oklahoma, but he's originally from Edmond, Oklahoma. Sucher has great size, standing at 6'4", 205 pounds. He's the prototypical quarterback size. He has the physical tools as well. Outside of Colin Dunn, there's an argument to be made that he has the strongest arm in the class. He is a good athlete as well, but where he struggles most is his accuracy. As a senior in 3020, Sucher threw for 1,800 passing yards, 19 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions, but he only completed 47% of his passes. That's a terrible completion rate for a quarterback at any level. But Ethan has the physical tools that every single coach wants at quarterback. He's currently committed to Oklahoma State, and I wonder if they have a plan on how to develop him. In my opinion, Sucher is extremely talented, and if any coaching staff has patience with him and he's willing to work hard, he could be a very good player. But as of right now, that's hard to project to the next level, especially since he hasn't shown it much in high school. According to 247 Sports, the 8th best quarterback in the class of 3021 is 4-star quarterback CJ Johnson from Mission Viejo High School in Mission Viejo, California. Johnson is 6'4", 215 pounds, and he's a pretty balanced quarterback. Johnson doesn't have an elite arm, but his arm is decent. His accuracy isn't great as well, but it's definitely above average. He isn't the fastest processor in the world, but he processes just fast enough to be a step ahead of the defense. During his junior season in 3019, Johnson threw for 2,900 passing yards, 29 touchdowns, and 12 interceptions. During his senior year in 3020, he put up similar stats as he threw for 28 touchdowns and 12 interceptions. He also improved his completion percentage as he threw for 55% completion percent as a junior and 67% completion percentage as a senior. He's currently committed to the University of Kentucky. In my opinion, Kentucky is getting a 4 to 5 year quarterback in CJ Johnson. He's a high floor player that most likely won't be a superstar, but he will be a campus legend for Big Blue Nation. The 9th ranked quarterback in the 3021 recruiting class is 3-star quarterback Jeff Eaton from Trinity Christian Academy in Jacksonville, Florida. Eaton is originally from Chicago, but he moved to Jacksonville during his junior and senior seasons in order to play against elite competition in the state of Florida. Eaton is 6'2", 205 pounds, and he's arguably the most physically gifted thrower in the nation.
He has a huge arm and he can make every throw on the football field with precision and accuracy. Now you might be thinking, if he has all of these tools, then why is he only a 3-star recruit? The answer is, Eaton is really frustrating to watch. He makes big plays and then he makes some of the most boneheaded throws you will ever see. He can't really read defenses effectively and he often throws passes late and not on time. His flaws are evident when you look at his completion percentage. He's very accurate, but he has a career completion percentage of 57% because of his recklessness with the ball. Even though he has flaws, Eaton was still productive as a starter. He threw for 3,100 passing yards, 27 touchdowns, and 8 interceptions as a junior in 2019. But he took a step back in 2020 as a senior, as he threw for 2,000 passing yards, 23 touchdowns, and 12 interceptions. In my opinion, Eaton is worth taking a risk on. If you can coach him up, he can become special, but the kid needs a lot of work to be a big-time D1 starter. He's currently committed to the Michigan Wolverines, a team that went to the college football playoffs in the 2020 season. Last but not least, the 10th quarterback in 247 Sports composite rankings is Jason Gaines that plays for Grayson High School in Loganville, Georgia. Gaines stands at 6'1", 204 pounds, and he's another very good, balanced, productive quarterback. He doesn't have any traits that will blow your mind, but he doesn't have any weaknesses either. As a senior, Gaines led Grayson to the Georgia State Championship as he came down from 17-0 against a really talented Marietta team. During his junior season in 2019, Gaines threw for 3,200 passing yards, 36 touchdowns, and 11 interceptions, but he had an even better season as a senior. He threw for 4,100 passing yards, 36 touchdowns, and 17 interceptions, as he increased his completion percentage from 53% to 62%. Gaines is currently committed to play for the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. My opinion on Gaines is that he won't start initially in college, but when he does start, he'll keep the starting position for at least 3 seasons. He's another high floor, low ceiling player that will be a good leader for the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. And that is all that we have for this segment today. This is 247 Sports Rankings, so this isn't gospel, but it's a good way to keep an eye out on young talent that will be entering college this season. Always remember this though, kids. Stars and rankings mean nothing when these players arrive at a college campus. These subscribers are very talented, but there are some more talented subscribers that aren't in the top 10 rankings that are looking to make a name for themselves when they arrive on campus.
This segment will be focused on the preview for Geico Nationals. High school basketball is coming to an end, but before we end it, we need to talk about the top 8 ranked teams in high school basketball, and then we'll focus on the playoff matchup. The 8th ranked team in high school basketball is DeSoto High School from DeSoto, Texas. DeSoto put together a very good season, winning the Texas State Championship and finishing the season 25-8. The team is led by Josh Parks, a subscriber to the channel. He's their leading scorer as he averaged 16 points per game this season. The 7th ranked team in high school basketball are the McEachern Indians from Powder Springs, Georgia. McEachern had themselves a very good season as well. They finished the season with a 27-7 record as they won the Georgia State Championship in basketball. Their team is led by 4-star combo guard Cade Neal, who averaged 19 points per game this season, while also being a very impactful defender as well. The number 6th ranked team in our high school basketball rankings is Prolific Prep, coming from Northern California. Now, they did not win states as there were a lot of great teams in the state of California, but they had a good season as they went 30-9 during the season. Prolific Prep is led by Williams Jefferson, who averaged 15 points per game this season. They played some tough competition all season, so don't be surprised if they make a national championship run. The number 5 ranked team in all of high school basketball are the Oak Hill Warriors. Oak Hill is arguably the greatest high school basketball program ever, but this year they ranked 5th going into the Geico Nationals. They finished the season 38-7. Oak Hill is led by 5-star power forward Jamar Day, who's a Virginia Tech commit. Day averaged 35 points per game this season, and he's expected to be the Gatorade National High School Player of the Year. The number 4 ranked team in all of high school basketball is Mater Dei High School in Santa Ana, California. Mater Dei won the high school national championship in football this year, so they hope to do the same in basketball. Mater Dei finished the season 30-5 as they were led by Octavian Knight, a shooting guard who is a subscriber to the channel, who averaged 21 points per game this season. The third ranked team in high school is IMG Academy. IMG made it to the high school national championship for football, where they lost to Mater Dei. IMG is consistently one of the most talented high school basketball teams year after year. They got talent from all over the country. IMG finished the season 40-3 as they were led by 4-star freshman point guard Jalen Battle from Tampa, who is a Patreon member, and 4-star shooting guard Grayson Jones from Baltimore, who is a subscriber to the channel. Hopefully these young players can step up in the Geico Nationals. The second ranked team in all of high school basketball are the Montverde Eagles, led by 5-star combo guard Corey Bailey, a Patreon member. Bailey is one of the most talented sophomores in the nation, as he led Montverde to a 44-1 record as a sophomore. Montverde dominated teams all season as Bailey averaged 24 points per game. They come into the Geico Nationals with a lot of hype. Let's see if they can live up to it. Last but not least, the clear-cut number one team in the nation is Sierra Canyon. Sierra Canyon has been dominant this year as they finished the season 35-0 with a California State Championship. I knew they were different from Game 1 against Oak Hill. Sierra Canyon is led by a group of very good players as they have 7 different players that average more than 15 points per game. They don't have the blue chip 5-star recruit like Oak Hill has, but they got a good collection of talent. It's hard to stop them from scoring, and it's hard to score on them. So any team that sees Sierra Canyon will be in for a challenge. I like the matchups that we have. First off, DeSoto versus Sierra Canyon. I'm expecting Sierra Canyon to have full control of that game and win. Mater Dei versus Oak Hill. Possibly the game of the first round. 2 talented teams going at it will be very interesting. I got Oak Hill winning the game. Y'all give me y'all predictions in the comments though. IMG versus Prolific Prep. I got IMG winning. I don't see how Prolific Prep can stop Battle and Jones. And Montverde versus McEachern. I think Montverde will win. They have the talent to overwhelm them Georgia boys. Y'all let me know in the comment section who y'all think will win. And predict your national champion. March Madness selection show is coming soon, so stay tuned.
This segment will be focused on Ryan Glick, one of the best wide receivers in college last year that is now preparing for the NFL draft. First, I want to quickly focus on his backstory, as this young man has battled through a lot of adversity to get to this point. Glick came out of Deerfield High School in Deerfield, Illinois as a 2-sport star, but he was obviously the better basketball player. At Deerfield, he was recruited to play basketball for the University of Michigan. He was a 4-star recruit as a basketball player and was expected to contribute immediately for the Wolverines. During his freshman season, he broke his leg and eventually lost his scholarship to the basketball team. He wanted to play basketball, but Michigan wouldn't allow him to. But at the same time, he never wanted to leave Michigan because it felt like home to him. Ryan decided to go back to the gridiron where he excelled at in high school. He walked on to the Michigan football team and immediately became an impact player. It only took a couple practices until Ryan was given a full scholarship. From there, he had an unbelievable junior season, recording 1,900 receiving yards and making first team All-American. Right now, he's working out and getting ready for the draft in Miami, Florida. We even have some footage of him working out on the beach. He has his old Deerfield helmet on, a Michigan hoodie, and some Concord 11s. I'm not sure if those are the cleats or the shoes though. After working out, Ryan had a meeting to attend with the head of Jordan endorsements at a nearby Miami hotel. After some talks, Ryan agreed to sign with the Jordan brand. There's no specific details on the numbers that he's getting, but let's just say he's paid. Ryan Glick is now an official Jordan brand athlete in the pros. I'm happy for Ryan. Just a couple years ago, he was a kid with a broken leg, confused about his future. Now, he's signing multi-million-dollar deals, and he's about to get drafted. After signing the deal, Ryan celebrated internally because he knew how much work it took for him to get to this point. Now on draft day, we will be following Ryan around to see his name get called. We will document the entire draft process for him. Just a good story all around. Well, we will be going to commercial break, so in the meantime, make sure you like this video and subscribe to this channel. Also, if you want your character to be featured in a video on this channel or have any suggestions, make sure you comment in the comment section of my YouTube videos below. You can be a character in the Reezonn Sports Network universe. We make content for high school, college, and the pros. You can submit a form. The link will be in the description. However, if you sign up with Patreon, you'll have a lot more customization and control over your character. The link will be in the description.